Hello everyone, my name is Caton Fuller, and thank you for your participation in our proposal. This project is headed by myself and my colleague, Mariam Fatima, and we are representing our nonprofit, George Mason University Nonprofit. We hope to have you on board for our vision of the future of pandemic response plans, and here's our work. I will now discuss the background of pandemics and how the United States handles such a crisis. According to the CDC, an epidemic refers to an increase, often sudden, in the number of cases of a disease above what is normally expected in that population in that area. An epidemic is generally localized in its presence and is contained to a few countries at most. A pandemic is an epidemic that is spread across several or more countries, raising international health concerns. While pandemics have been present throughout human history, the evolution in medical technology has raised many new questions in how these diseases spread. While there are various responses to pandemics, technology has helped us stay prepared in the event of such a crisis. Our mission at George Mason University Nonprofit is to ensure that we as a country are prepared and ready to respond to the sudden development of a pandemic. We believe as an organization it is our duty to better serve our communities and help them solve problems in a manner that suits their needs. For a community to be successful in this, they must have proper tools and information to make effective decisions. As is commonly known, a team is only as strong as its weakest link, and the same is true for response plans. This quote-unquote weakest link must be strong and provide the appropriate response protocol to be successful. Our mission is to provide a framework for communities to build a response plan from, allowing for maximum structure and flexibility. With the support of Congress, we can achieve this goal. A plan is the first line of defense against a pandemic. It is put in place to ensure that, if needed, it can be ready and able to provide a rapid response to a threat. Local governments need trust from their communities to ensure that plans are effective, and this has been the subject of studies in the past. This is vital as local governments are the heart of a proper response. As an organization, we aim to deliver a framework to a plan for localized governments to utilize in developing a standardized yet flexible response plan. Planning by county enables us to deliver these plans straight to the source of the responses, building a clear and effective map that can be utilized to help measure response effectiveness down the line. The Social Vulnerability Index can be used to help determine which counties are in need of the most funding and aid when developing these plans, and is a quality metric to help judge the appropriate level of federal intervention. With a standardized plan, budgeting can be calculated depending on different factors, such as population size and density. Here's a map provided by the University of Michigan that shows the Social Vulnerability Index over the entire country regarding COVID-19, with 1 being the most concerned and 0.01 being the least concerned. Our involvement in this plan is to provide a framework for a standardized set of protocols that can be implemented or omitted, depending on the demographics of the county. We believe that county governments are the best way to distribute our plan, as this gives them the control to tailor their response to the communities they serve. Our objective is to then work closely with the federal government and counties, providing feedback and helping develop plans further when needed. Studies have shown that localized responses are less economically damaging, which is a major concern in a pandemic crisis. We here at George Mason University Nonprofit are committing, with the collaboration of the federal government, to ensuring that this plan can become a reality. Local responses are the heart of our mission here at George Mason University Nonprofit. These local responses are only effective if they help minimize disruption to normal life, and we believe that the local government is best qualified to make these judgments. Having accurate information has been shown to be critical in pandemic responses, and activities such as social distancing and proper hygiene have positive effects on pandemic outcomes. Most counties have a local health department, which will be displayed on the next section. These departments are vital to the plan's success, as they allow the plan to be customized to their demographics needs. With this, federal support ensures that these plans are not only effective, but that local governments can be connected and share information to better prepare each other for what may come. Shown is the total number of local health departments over the country. All with the exception of a few counties, all have at least one health department. These health departments are the key to a successful pandemic response, and our plan helps them respond quicker and more effectively. Our plan in action aims to develop a framework that counties can utilize and adapt to their own demographic and geographical needs. The framework we have developed contains 4 key elements, each serving as a pillar for a plan to be built upon. These elements are based upon best practices for pandemic response. The key is that while they are a standardized framework, they are also adaptable to specific county needs and can be molded into a plan that best suits individual communities. This framework is to be launched in tandem with federal assistance providing guidance and funding when appropriate. Element A is the developmental phase. This phase is vital as it assesses the county's needs in a plan. It ensures that an evaluation of the population is done, being thorough and surveying elements such as demographics, geographical concerns, and infrastructural concerns. Once these surveys are completed, an appropriate response can be built upon the framework provided by our organization. These responses vary in their nature and are based upon Element B. Element B involves doing analysis of the demographic data. Element B involves doing an analysis of demographic data to generate county-specific responses. After the analysis is done, an appropriate response is selected in accordance with the plan set forth by the George Mason University nonprofit. These plans involve different levels of response protocols and are designed to have a general action plan that items can be added or subtracted from. The responses in these plans we provide are based upon best practices for the population sizes from various studies, ranging from hygiene standards to social distancing. Once this plan has been selected and modified, these protocols are then monitored in Element C. Element C is the current condition and post-conditioning monitoring phase. This phase involves specific monitoring protocol based around parameters defined in Element 4 and are based around the current CDC monitoring plan. While we plan to base our monitoring around what the CDC currently offers, we aim to adapt this monitoring plan to localize it and ensure that it is effective for the community it serves. This localized monitoring is to follow guidelines provided, but is also to remain flexible to ensure that it is not economically damaging. Element D is the budgeting phase of our plan. While improved health outcomes for Americans is our number one priority, cost effectiveness is our next priority. We aim to develop a total budget alongside the federal government that can be allocated to counties in need. This budget will cover elements such as the development, distribution, and implementation of our plan to the localized governments. The funds from this budget will be used to help establish best practices and adherence to the framework developed by these counties, as well as adaptations when needed. Incorporation is a key part of our plan's success, as this will ensure a smooth rollout of our plan. While the framework will not be binary, as it is intended to provide flexibility to counties in order to create responses that are appropriate for their communities, it must have a level of standardization to ensure compliance. This compliance is not required, but monetary and social incentives should be available for the adoption of this plan. Studies have shown that cooperation with governments has been effective in lowering transmission rates and also minimizing limitation to individuals' mobility. With these considerations in mind, we hope we have provided enough evidence to ensure federal collaboration with our project. Thank you for your time.